That was delicious!
I'm just gonna jump straight to the news. PS Vita sales are definitely looking up, another game banned in Australia, and Sony being sued over its new terms of service. The PS Vita was released in Japan this weekend, and the sales are already showing that this console, it's gonna do well. More than 320,000 PS Vitas have been sold. Now, Sony shipped 700,000 units to Japan, which means almost half of those are already gone. These numbers are pretty good considering the launch day issues where the system would just freeze up and the Vita needed a firmware update pretty much immediately. If you want to compare the Vita to the PSP, which is obviously its predecessor, that only sold over 160,000 units in its first launch week. Now, like I said, these numbers are only relevant to Japan, which is already really good. If you can just imagine what it'll be like when they hit international shelves, I think in terms of graphics and interface and the system itself, this handheld will blow all the others out of the water. Joining the list of banned games in Australia is the upcoming Syndicate reboot because it has been refused classification. Now that means it's not even being considered for any sort of rating whatsoever. Now if you're wondering why can't they just post an R18 sticker on it and call it a day, it's because Australia's rating system doesn't even go that high. Just like Mortal Kombat, Syndicate is going to be super violent. But the only difference is, even after your NPC or your opponents are dead, you can still dismember them, you can still chop them up into pieces and cut off their limbs, which is why Australia is not even considering this game to be sold on shelves at all. Now, I'm not saying this game should at least have an MA15 rating because by all means it is for mature audiences, but these kind of games show that Australia should indeed have a mature audience rating. EA is coming up with a response for this situation. Now, we don't know if they're going to resubmit the game for classification, but if they do, I don't think they will succeed unless they actually change the game. I spoke about this when it first happened, when Sony changed their terms of service to include a statement that says nobody can take the company to court if they want to sue them. And of course, other companies ended up following suit. Anyway, this change has brought on lots of speculation as to whether or not this is actually legal or whether or not this hinders basic legal rights. Well, it looks like there's a man in Northern California that is challenging Sony's new terms of service by suing them over their terms of service. So they're being sued over their no-sue policy. The man tries to make his case by also stating that the new section was put all the way at the bottom of the terms of service purposely by Sony, and they also didn't make it easy to find the form online. Now, I say good for the man because I don't totally agree with the new terms of service, but I feel like Sony is totally accustomed to lawsuits that he probably doesn't have a chance unless this thing is indeed really illegal. My friends and sub-buds, that's going to be it for my show today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video or subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.